Om jīva-brahmaikya-vide namaḥ. Salutations to the one who is Jiva, Brahma, Aikya, With. With means the knower. With in Sanskrit, knower. So when you put in the dative case, jīva-brahmaikya-vide namaḥ, it becomes. So jīva-brahmaikya-with. With means the knower. Knower of what? Knower of jīva-brahmaikya. Jīva-brahmaikya. See, this is how this Chinmudra indicates that. Jiva is, this finger is called Jiva. Why? Separating finger. It separates, isn't it? You are separate. I am separate. See that separating finger. The Jiva bhava separates. And this finger also is called Tarjani in Sanskrit. Tarjani means threatening finger. If you want to threaten somebody, you try any other finger. If you come, try any other finger. The moment I showed you started laughing. You should try it to your children also and see. Next time if you do this, and the child will be, I don't know whether the child will laugh or not, I don't know. Try. So threatening finger. Each jivas only threaten each other. So Jiva, Brahma, Aikya, with one who is the knower of the identity of Jiva and Brahma. When you know the identity of Jiva and Brahma, what is the result? When you realize, Naham Jiva, I am not the Jiva. Jiva is the perceiver I, feeler I, thinker I. How does the perceiver I, feeler I, thinker I come? Manifest. I, the consciousness, conscious of the body, conscious of the sense organs, conscious of the mind, conscious of the intellect. So when I am conscious of my BMI, senses, mind, intellect, through the senses, the perception happens. Through the mind, the feelings. Through the intellect, ideas, thoughts. Isn't it? So the perceptions, performances, feelings, and thoughts are glorious. Glorious expression of the divine. So no problem. But our problem is, the defect, what do? Not only I am conscious of my body and senses, I become senseless and identify with the senses. This identification is what creates the feeling, I am a perceiver. I perceive. So the perceiver I, because of the identification with the senses. The feeler I, with identification with the mind. The thinker I, identification with the intellect. So this perceiver I, feeler I, thinker I is the Jiva bhava. Deha abhimani. Deha abhimani Jiva. So this erroneous identification is called Jiva. So one who realizes, Naham Jiva, I am not the Jiva. Paratma, I am the supreme universal consciousness. When this realization dawns, when I awake and discover I am that, I am not the perceiver I am not the feeler I am not the thinker I am consciousness. When that awakening happens, what's the result? No more you need to attend classes. Is it, Swamiji? So those who are all no more attending means they're all realized. Ask them. Whenever you meet them, first do a Sashtanga Namaskar to them. And then say, why are you doing? No, you're not coming to the classes. Yeah, because Swamiji said whoever is no more coming means they are all no more, means they are no more Jiva. They are all realized. So by that, then they may come. We don't know. So Naham jiva paratma iti jñātaschet nirbhayo bhavet. That is the blessing. Nirbhaya you become. Nirbhaya means no more any fear. All the fears are up to the frontiers of the BMI. When you cross the boundaries of BMI, nirbhayo bhavet, you become totally fearless, absolutely fearless. This is what we saw in Gurudev. In his presence, we also became fearless. So, naham jiva paratma iti jñātaschet nirbhayo bhavet. That's the glory. How to reach it? Somebody asked Gurudev, Swamiji, can you tell what is Hinduism in a nutshell? So if you want to know what is Hinduism in a nutshell, what will you say? Detach, attach. And if you want to be more authentic in Sanskrit, what do you say? Sannyas yoga. Sannyasa yoga. Detachment, attachment is Hinduism. Detachment from what? Detachment from the erroneous identification that I am this jiva, I am the perceiver I am the feeler I am the thinker I. This erroneous identification. Detachment from this erroneous identification and rediscovering my true identity with the pure consciousness. This is called sannyasa yoga. Imagine if the pot realizes I am clay, the clay pot. Clay pot realizes I am not pot, I am clay. We all go for pilgrimage, isn't it? The clay pot need not go on a pilgrimage in search of clay. Where exactly is the clay in the pot? Where exactly is the clay in the pot? Swamiji, clay is in the heart of the pot. Clay is in the heart of the pot. So where is the heart of the pot? So I imagine the head of the pot. Only neck I can imagine. And then belly definitely I can imagine. Somewhere near the belly, the heart. No, heart means the very essence. The very essence of the pot is clay. Clay is everywhere. In fact, the pot is nothing but clay itself in a different form. So you and I are nothing but that divine itself in a different form. Gold ornaments are gold itself in different forms. See, that's the glory. So to recognize Him in me is, and discovering I am that, not this. Nirbhayo bhavet. Vedavyasa gives a verse. He says, Shloka means verse. Shloka ardhena. Ardhena, one half of a shloka. Shloka ardhena pravakshyami. I will tell you. I will tell you in one half of a shloka. Yaduktam, whatever is said. Grantha koti bihi. Grantha, scriptures or books. Koti. Koti means crores, but is there crores in American math? Huh? No crores. And they lack the word lack also. No lakh, no crores. So we can say just billions. What is said in billions of books? Yaduktam grantha koti bihi. Whatever is said in billions of books, I will tell you in one half of a verse, one half of a stanza. Shlokardhena pravakshyami yaduktam grantha koti bihi. This Vedavyasa says. Would you like to know? What is said in billions of books, I will tell you in one half of a line. Would you like to know? If you say, okay, Swamiji. You need not oblige me. Because some children, I ask them, do you want chocolate? Okay. I said, no, if you don't want it, I will not. No, I want it. Because the way they say, okay, because not much, because every day they are getting chocolate, they are fed up with the chocolate. Isn't it? So the moment somebody asked us, do you want chocolate? How did we jump? Because at that time, in those days, we could not afford chocolate financially. Now, we cannot afford physically. Cannot afford is the same prarabdha. The prarabdha did not change. At the time financially, now physically. What difference? No difference. So, do you want the... Huh? Abban. I should make you demand. What a... Anyway. So, he said, Paropakara punyaya papaya parapidanam. This is the one half of a line. Paropakara punyaya papaya parapidanam. Paropakara means helping others is punya. Helping others is meritorious. Papaya parapidanam. Parapidanam, hurting others, is sinful. This is the essence of all karmakanda. Karmakanda means whatever actions you undertake, any endeavor you undertake, this should be your attitude behind every endeavor. I will not hurt anyone. I will help everyone. Helping others is meritorious. Hurting others is sinful. So when I undertake actions, am I helping others? I hope I am not hurting anybody. That intention. This comes under karmakanda. When I live in this attitude, helping others and not hurting others, then my mind and intellect will become pure and brilliant. This pure and brilliant M&I will discover. That Shankara gives. Same, first line is the same. What is the first line? Shlokardhena pravakshyami yaduktam grantha kotibihi. Whatever is said in billions of books, I will tell you in one half of a line. What is that? When I work with the attitude of helping others and not hurting others, then my mind and intellect will be qualified. Qualified to for what? Qualified to discover. Discover what? Brahma satyam, jagan mithya, jīvo-brahmaiva, nāpara. This is the discovery that happens. First I have to follow that paropakara punyaya papaya parapedanam. Then I come to recognize, discover Brahma Satyam. Brahma Satyam means? Brahma means Prajnanam Brahma. Consciousness is Brahman. So consciousness is Satyam. Means consciousness alone exists. Satyam means that which is existing. That alone exists. Consciousness alone exists. Brahma Satyam. Jagat Mithya. Jagat means world. The world never exists. Consciousness alone exists. World never exists. Can you believe it? Swamiji, maybe you did not understand properly. Maybe it may be world alone exists. Consciousness does not exist. Maybe that is what must be truth. No. Consciousness alone exists. World never exists. But how to appreciate this? We need not convince anybody else. I should convince my own intellect. How can I convince my intellect that consciousness alone exists and world never exists? How to convince my intellect? Therefore, one extra word you must add. 2 words. So, consciousness alone exists by itself. The world never exists by itself. Meaning, use an example. Gold exists by itself. Gold ornaments cannot exist without gold. Clay exists by itself. clay utensils cannot exist by itself without clay. Consciousness exists by itself. What you are conscious of is the world. Whatever you are conscious of is the world, including your BMI. If you are not conscious of your BMI, where is the world? In your deep sleep, where is the world? Jagat. Anybody gone now? Ask them. Isn't it? See that? So what you are conscious of depends upon consciousness. So Brahma Satyam, consciousness alone exists by itself. What you are conscious of, the world of plurality, the world of names and forms, they never exist by itself unless supported by consciousness. So Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya Jivo Brahmaiva. The consciousness in the individual BMI is none other than the same consciousness in the universal. The universal consciousness and the individual consciousness, one and the same. The universal clay and the individual clay pot. The clay in the clay pot and the universal clay, what difference? Like that. So, Jivo Brahmaiva Napara. This is the Vedantic vision. So, jīva-brahmaikya-vide. So, Gurudev he is the knower of the identity of Jiva and Brahma. Therefore, we glorify him as jīva-brahmaikya-vide namaḥ. Om jīva-brahmaikya-vide namaḥ.